And
hi, everybody.
Jabroni Studios, in association with Big Herm Productions, is proud to present to you, recording from an undisclosed location in Oakdale, Connecticut. It's Chris Burns. It's Chris Lynch. This is Dysfunction Junction.
Thank you for calling Dysfunction Junction. Your call is very important to us. Please stay online until the next operator can assist you. Until then,
approximate wait time is until Satan's anus freezes.
Unless
Until
you're
then-
Michael Herman and you require business to handle, the closing of an estate and the transfer of property, then you can fuck completely off.
I'll see. That was the end of my speech. Until then, please go fuck yourself.
Please go fuck yourself. Thank you.
Oh,
DMV.
we're going to the hat this week, kids. We had a little bit of fun pre-show talking about Herm's delightful phone adventure today. But to you, yes, you. I see you right there picking your nose. And the other one, scratching your ass. Welcome.
Yeah, you.
Me?
You.
To Dysfunction Junction.
Fuck
Yeah.
Chris Burns with me as always
Chris
down
Lynch.
below. And,
Chris
of course,
Lynch.
the producer extraordinaire, the man with no hair.
That guy right there.
It's Big Herm. Michael,
You pick
he's
his nose.
just like a Rubik's Cube. The longer you play with it, the harder it gets. P.S. Herman.
What
He's
is
my
up?
He's up
My
there.
puppet.
He's right there. Oh, look,
Hey,
your hand is up his ass.
Hey, Herm,
You're
we're
like-
wearing the same color shirt.
Oh, my God.
Kinda.
We match.
That's.
You know
How the
how,
fuck
you
do we
know,
match?
you know how I know you're gay?
Please don't take your shirt off.
I was gonna say now we're not wearing the same color shirt.
Great.
We're going to even
the-
the playing field. We're both going to get naked.
Welcome to the Bert Kreischer Show.
The machine.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, without going into grand detail, how much time did you spend on the phone today?
About 2 hours.
And how long did you actually talk to a human being with a pulse and a voice?
Maybe like 10 minutes.
You gotta
About
love that
45
shit.
seconds.
You
Maybe-
gotta love
maybe
that
10 minutes.
shit.
She was extremely nice. Extremely.
I bet she
helpful.
was.
She was fabulous.
They probably got a picture of you up somewhere going, if this guy calls, I swear to God, he's going to get angry. He's going to firebomb something. Just tell him, yes, sir, no, sir. Get him out the door, sir.
Well, my problem is that the paperwork I need there's a very easy process to do what I need to do, which is get a replacement title. You just go online and you do it, and you can get it all done. The problem is that I am not the actual owner. I don't have the registration to the license plate. I don't have the actual owner's driver's license. I don't have any of that because I'm not them.
Right.
They're dead. So I can't do any of the online thing. I had to find a person and actually talk to them because they don't tell you all of that specific case on the website. They don't even post a fucking phone number. I had to go on to Google and find that shit through searching and take a picture of it, like screenshot it, remember it, because you can't find that online.
Not even a call now
Yeah,
button.
like you can't go to the the .gov website for Connecticut and get that from the DMV part. They don't have
Nope.
it. It's not listed. You have to like ask the internet another question.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
yeah,
beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it? It's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't that some shit?
Well, I'm sorry you had such a rough day.
Well, I mean, it sucked, but I did get straight. I did figure out what the fuck I need to do to get the car transferred. I mean, that's a big deal.
That's a beautiful thing.
Sorry.
Real quick, I don't want to beat this. I'm sure we'll talk about it more as more information comes out. I just want to say my heart goes out to the folks in Boulder, Colorado, with that Molotov cocktail attack. Not a good look. Not for Boulder. I mean, but for Boulder, it's just like it just happens to be where it happened. It's just not a good look for people who are trying to make this a thing and be proactive with these causes, and then they pull some shit like this. It's shitty. It's Ferguson, Missouri. It's January 6th. It's Minneapolis. Stop being retarded and go about shit the right way, please.
Let people live their fucking lives, man.
You know, wouldn't it be nice?
Almost him.
Okay. Did you change your settings? You sound like you're in a tin can right now.
Who, me?
Oh, now you're good. Listen to that. Wow.
Oh, hello.
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 Hello. The dulcet tones of Strikers McLynch on
Oh, God,
Soft
no.
Rock 106.5 WBMW.
What's the phrase that pays? Q105.
Q105 plays the most music.
What is the phrase that pays?
Chris Lynch sucks
There's
donkey
another
dick.
You're caller number 6. You win a free window tip from Boomer McLeod.
Do you know the secret behind that? Did I ever tell you the secret behind that? You probably know because you knew some guys that worked there.
I knew quite a few guys. Dave Roberts.
Yep, Dave.
Jay,
Lee Elsey.
Jay. I knew
Little Jay.
Lee Elsey, Little Jay.
I forgot about Little Jay.
Franco.
Fuck
Jody.
Franco.
I knew all those guys.
Fuck Jody too.
Nah, not even on a best day.
Nighttime jocks never took 10 calls. Ever.
No, they stopped. So Dave Roberts told me it was like, kid, you're lucky if I take 5.
Yeah. We would skip numbers. Caller 1, caller 3, caller 5, caller 7. You're caller 10. What's the phrase that pays? And if you were lucky and it was a slow night, you call your friends and go, you're going to call me in 10 minutes. You stay on the line. You stay on the line.
I can't tell you the amount of times I was on the air with Dave Roberts at 3 a.m.
When I was simply
Kid, you awake?
When I was simply but a fan, that'd be me. Call up for a request and he goes, hey man, you like Prince? Yeah. New album just came out. We're giving away CDs. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. I give free shit. And then I would take free shit when I was there.
Yeah, the day I met Dave Roberts is the day my music collection grew exponentially.
Nice.
Yeah. Good guy. I miss him. I know he's around. I know he's still alive.
I can't give away his location. He is in New England.
I know where he is.
Yep.
And he's friends.
He still hates Metallica, which is weird. I didn't even plan on talking about Dave today, but I wore my Metallica shirt. He hated Metallica.
Yes, he did.
He, myself, and Lee Elsey would get into rip-roaring verbal abuse conversations about Metallica, and Dave was the odd man out.
Yep.
But good guy.
Anywho,
I miss his face. This is Questions from the Hat. Strange things that those of us who do this show want to know. You are free to join us in the comment section and give your answers. I've got the Facebook stream up on my phone. We've got the comment section right here on our screen, so we can see.
Are you seeing motion on the Facebook stream, or on like? Are you seeing us actually move?
Yes.
Okay.
Looking dead at it right now.
Okay.
So, because this was late, we decided this yesterday. Herm, to his credit, has 0 questions, so I have enough that'll fill in for Herm. I'm sure Lynch has extras. Some of them, they're meaningful. Some of them are just stupid questions, and I'd like to start out with a kind of stupid question. However, I would like to hear your answers. And starting with Herm, my question is, if you could change the outcome of one historical sporting event, what would it be and why? That's his thinking face, kids.
I got my answer.
I already wrote mine. I wrote my answers down to all of these.
Wow.
Well, all but that one. Hold on. Go ahead.
Huh.
Can I answer while he thinks?
You can.
Bill Buckner wouldn't have let that ball go between his legs, and the Red Sox would have won the World Series.
Ooh, that's a good one. 1986. That's a good one.
They would have won the World Series.
Well, they had the momentum. That after that after that error, it was all over.
That 1986, I was all in on baseball at that age. I watched every Red Sox game that I could. I watched them go through the season. I was in my living room with my mom and dad. And even my dad got a little into it because he's not anti-sports. He just wasn't, he could really give a shit less.
Right.
He was like, "Holy shit, kid!" And I like screamed and threw my popcorn bowl, and I was mad. I stomped out of the fucking room. Said, "Fuck you, Bill Buckner. You fucking suck."
As a Yankee fan, that warms my heart. But that's a great pick because, again, if he collects that ball and steps on the bag, the Red Sox win the World Series.
It's simple
over.
It's over. It's over, Johnny. It's over. And just to see, because to me, it's like the butterfly effect. What ramifications would that have had throughout the rest of the 80s into the early 90s? I mean, they get that championship.
They didn't necessarily. Go ahead,
no,
please.
that would have been a fluke year, and every other year after that would have been exactly the fucking same.
I disagree because they got rid of 5 of their starters after that season for a multitude of reasons. I think when you win a championship, unless you're the Marlins, you try to keep as many of those championship players to keep that we are the champions. Yes, you grab a free agent here, a farm guy there, but yeah.
In that same vein, way to go, the New York Knickerbockers, for firing your fucking coach for the best season after the best season you've had in 25 years. You fucking idiots.
25, try 30.
All right, continue.
Oh, I'm going to change. This is the one I would change because if Tyson doesn't bite Holyfield in the ear, that fight had the makings of being the actual fight of the century.
Yeah,
those first 4 rounds were intense. And then he bites him in the 5th. The whole thing gets thrown out. Everybody goes nuts. Whether it goes 15 rounds or it was a 12-round fight, I'm thinking in Rocky terms where everything's a 15-round fucking banger. If that thing goes the distance, I would have loved to have seen who ekes that out because they were so equally matched. That had the makings to be the fight of the century. And
what year was that?
94? Or 95?
I think it was 94. Because I was watching that live too.
Yeah, I was at my buddy Dave Silverstein's house watching that. We all had $5 in the hat. We all pick a round. Okay, I pick round 6. If it ends in 6, you win the pot. I had 6. The bite happens in round 5. The dude who picked 5 takes home, what was it, $75, $80 from all the people that threw it into the hat. I was like, no, he was disqualified. You don't get that money. Give me my $5 back. Nope, doesn't work that way. It's a winner take all pool. Fucker. Your cousin from Boston.
Interesting answer. I like that.
Harm, you've had time to think.
The 72 U.S. men's Olympic team.
72. What sport?
That was the year that they had the fuck up with Russia, and technically the men won. And then afterwards, the Russians came forward that there was actually a timekeeping problem.
No shit.
Yeah. Look it up. Look up the 72 men's. They were actually awarded silvers.
Which sport though?
Basketball.
Oh, basketball. Okay. All right. I will look that up. Remind me. Put it in the group chat. Facebook. What the fuck? Just kicked me off.
Hey, now
we're rolling. It says we're live. It says we've got 2 shares, however many views, and it kicked me all the way back to the beginning. So, all right. Get us in the comments section. If you're having a problem on the Facebook, go to the tube. It's that easy.
Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to know this stuff. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Please stand by.
Your mother doesn't love you. Please stand by.
Yeah. I knew that for a long time.
Well, my mother almost loves me. That's a beautiful thing.
Oh, almost.
You got a question there, Lynch?
I do, and this is a ridiculous one.
Good. Herm can start.
If you had to spend the rest of your life on a deserted island, and you had to make a choice between Hitler and Joseph Mengele, who would you pick? I'll go first. Hitler. Okay. I would change my name to Chaim Lebowski, grow my little Jew forelocks, put on my yarmulke, and drive him fucking crazy for an eternity.
Can't with you.
For real, that'd be me with Hitler. I'd be like, and for eternity, I'd be referring to like, my nigga, why the fuck are you doing that shit? Just straight up. Yo, brother, what's up? I would have to like just fuck with him.
The Italian in me.
And because technically Hitler was extremely wussified.
Yes.
But, Mengele, I would be worried that he'd do something to me in my sleep.
That's that. Honestly, that's my worry too.
I would wake up and like my liver. I'm like, oh, my liver.
Lower, dude.
No, it's out, dude. It's gone.
I would choose Hitler, and I would, if you've ever listened to like my aunt and some of the hardcore Italians say the word "you," that would drive Hitler nuts for eternity. Jew eat yet? Jew want to? Hey,
yeah.
Jew catch that fish? Why do you keep saying Jew? I am not saying Jew. I'm saying Jew. Jew eat yet? Fuck that guy.
Joseph, why is my dick on my forehead?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I know I said I was going to put my foot in your ass. Nobody said anything about putting my foot in my own ass.
Feed her.
The human foot of feed.
Like, just the fun of torturing him would be.
All right, that's one of my ridiculous ones.
All right. Where's my ridiculous one? I have a few.
That's just about anything that comes out of your mouth, boy.
Why don't you shut your fucking pie hole?
Shut your fuck hole.
All right, here's a ridiculous one. Who was a better lawyer, Matlock or Vincent LaGuardia Gambini?
Matlock all day long, man.
Fuck you, Vinny.
Fucking Matlock.
Vinny.
It's Andy Griffith, man.
I don't give a fuck. Vinny didn't know shit from shit and won a murder case.
Have you seen the new Matlock with Kathy Bates?
I've not.
Marissa
it's actually pretty good.
Marissa Tomei won that.
No, he asked her
Thank you.
He led the witness. He led the witness.
No, the witness led him.
He knew what he was doing.
The night before, in the night
exactly.
In the bedroom the night before,
and brought it to the courtroom.
Him how that shit worked, and then
he brought it to the courtroom the next day.
Yeah,
they won that case.
Yeah,
the law firm of Gambini,
the lawyer on record per se, Your Honor. But per se, Your Honor. But
that's such
I don't know. It is. I still look at that as one of.
We saw Matlock solve hundreds of cases, and we only saw Vinny solve one.
Yeah, the most important one of his career.
Well, I mean, Matlock got people off of murder like on a weekly basis. This was nothing big to him.
Exactly. So I say Gambini.
All right, I'll give you that.
Besides, I've never seen a Law Office of Matlock T-shirt, but I did before I got fat have one that said the Law Offices of Vincent Gambini getting Utes acquitted since 1993.
That's fucking great.
I had that shirt forever. When I got too fat, I gave it to my dad, God rest his soul, because he loves that. He loved that movie too.
Two Utes.
And I don't care what anybody says. These reels that people are making with the babies doing movie scenes are fucking hilarious.
Some of them are just creepy.
Yes,
but depending on what context they're in, like what movie it is.
The drill sergeant. The drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket one creeps me out because no baby should speak like that.
I don't like that one either. Yeah.
Oh, Private Powell, how tall are you? 5'9", sir. 5'9". Didn't know they stacked shit that high. You want to fuck my sister? No, sir.
Now I do.
Yeah, right. Well, now that you mention it, I ain't doing anything Tuesday. Why not? Great fucking movie and great scene.
It is. Good movie.
All right, you got a question there, butt plug?
So this is a serious one, kind of a thinker.
Yay.
In today's times, what are you more concerned with? What would be a deeper concern for you? A foreign country using a nuclear bomb, or AI becoming sentient? What's more of a bigger threat to us as a world? As a world, what do you perceive would be the biggest threat?
For me, it would be the nuke. But I mean, we've seen all these movies starting way back with Lawnmower Man, where AI just as it grows and becomes sentient. But those are movies. I mean,
Right. Those are exaggerations of fear.
yeah, not unlike
But-
the evening news.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. Like, those are complete exaggerations of fear.
But
I mean,
and this is a big but. Look at the last time somebody dropped a nuke was how long ago? Fat Man and Little Boy.
when we
Fat Man-
rose the sun over Japan.
I was going to
Twice.
say 45. Yeah,
Okay, so you're talking a long
Land
time
of
ago,
the rising sun. It was falling
80,
sun.
80 years ago.
80 fucking years ago. Okay,
Yeah.
look at the technology, and now think about how technology has paced since the 1950s. We put men in space with like a millionth of the power of the thing we carry in our pocket every day. We put people in the sky, flew them around, and then we landed them on the moon and brought them back. We can catch rockets and put them back on the ground safely, relatively. In 50 years, technology has advanced so fucking far that it's not out of the realm of possibility that AI, as its own technology, could break out from itself and become sentient and because there
Yes,
was
you and I also both know that is a giant fearmonger thing of anybody who doesn't know what the fuck code is.
so
Fuck
just
code,
to
you know that's not going to ever actually fucking happen.
just to
Come
relate
on, you and I know that.
but think about it. But it doesn't mean it's not possible. It's probable, but not. It's probable and possible. Likely, probably not. Two stories quickly. I watched this video from Japan where these two robots were being programmed, and they decided to start fighting amongst each other just because. And they were programmed to just do a specific chore. One robot pissed off another robot. That's weird. And then there's an AI language that was, again, given tasks to do. And then in the middle of these tasks, stopped speaking in what we perceive as English and started speaking ancient languages that we don't even know how to pronounce. Now, these aren't fear-mongering ads. These are just scientific publishings of shit that happens. That's the part that scares me.
Okay.
To me, I think the possibility of those things, that technology, launching nukes is more likely than us actually having a man physically push the fucking button.
Okay.
I mean, that's just me, because as I think about shit like that, you know, what if AI could do that? And we all know, like, yeah, science fiction, but I want to go back to 2002, 2003 with Minority Report. A lot of the shit that they did as advanced tech is real now. Hand gesturing, moving shit on television screens and computer screens. Voice recognition, face recognition. When you walk home now, Herman, your Alexa knows it's you by your face. That was all science fiction 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Hell, my phone opens up with face recognition.
I mean, this is all stuff that we thought 20 years ago was a lot further along than it actually is. In 2010, we were using facial recognition technology in Xboxes and PlayStations.
Mm-hmm.
So this shit's there. I'm more afraid of the AI.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm still sticking with the nuke.
I'm sticking with
they're
the
both-
person.
With what?
They're both.
I'm sticking with the person that the more than likely that there's somebody somewhere in a country that decides to push a button.
You could be absolutely right, and you know,
only because I
can just sound like a crazy person.
And only for look, most of those publishings, when they go back, they realize there was code errors. So can it happen? Yeah, but it's because there isn't enough testing, and most of that shit happens during testing. This is all, remember, these are all experimental everything. Even whatever state they're presenting them as finished and done and ready to go to market, they're still in an experimental state. Nothing is solid state as far as how that's all been worked out yet. However, a person, I am much more of emotional and environmental and life input responses and the correlation to pushing that button than I am worried about the AI doing it before we give it that ability to actually have that capability. I don't think we're anywhere close to telling that machine that it's got the right to decide about that button. There it is. It's not what it comes down to. The problem is that I feel that the person in the other country, that the dictator, leader, crazy person, whack job, will push the button without care and also won't do the math that the AI will want to do. It's literally it's a switch. Well, that asshole just said something that I don't like. God damn it! Push.
Yep. Allahu Akbar! Bang!
I don't trust the instability of human beings.
Good call.
Well, because we're emotional.
Correct.
We're emotional beings.
Yes,
and
that's it, and that's why.
And we let that.
I pull most of the emotion out of everything for that reason.
Yeah, we let our emotions rule our governance and our intellect.
Yeah, common sense goes out the window when you let emotion rule the day.
And we all do it.
Oh yeah,
whether it's subconsciously or people that just react emotionally to every fucking thing they ever see. Woke people, they scare me more than anybody else, but that's a different story for a different time.
Understood. All right. So we had a question a couple of hats ago about who you would cast as yourself in a movie. But I'm curious, who would you cast as the other co-hosts in the movie of their life? So Herm's gonna cast Lynch, myself, and Marsh, and I'm gonna do the same without putting me in the mix.
Well, that's kind of a hell of a question for an on-the-spot fucking answer.
Well, that's why we do what we do here on the show. I could answer and let you guys think.
I got my answers for a couple.
All right. Okay. Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a telephone call at the front desk.
Yep.
Lingerie department.
Put it on hold. I have no idea.
Okay, we'll get back. What do you got? What do you got, Lyncho?
For Herm, I really can't think of anybody else.
I got two answers for Herm, strangely enough.
Well, the one that jumps right out at me for Herm is J.K. Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Not just because of he's bald and has a goatee. I've seen J.K. Simmons act like Herm acts in his roles, from Oz to fucking Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
And
is he
Spider-Man.
Jewish?
Yeah,
Spider-Man?
Phil Spider-Man, CPA.
Your friendly neighborhood tax man.
No, don't you remember that? It's the only fucking thing from Friends that I loved. And they were talking about Spider-Man and this and that.
Yeah.
And Silverman.
Spider-Man.
Like, somebody was talking about like Silverman. And I was like, Silverman? Like it's Silverman, Spider-Man. Like he's not, it's like Spider-Man. No, it's not Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. Like he's not Phil Spider-Man, CPA. Fuck, it's Jesus.
Okay, a Friends reference. I don't watch Friends, so I don't. That's awesome though. That's funny as fuck.
It's one scene that I remember seeing as it's flown through, and I've caught it. Like
there's two things I remember from Friends, and that's Pivot and
Pivot.
I used it because I have a relative named Chandler. Ms. Chandler Bing. Bong. Sorry. Ms. Chandler Bong. Those are the shits I remember.
J.K. Simmons as Herm.
Okay.
Timothy Olyphant as Marsh.
Oh, good call.
You're the hard one.
Thank you.
Sam Rockwell.
Herm.
Yeah, you know what? I could see that.
Oh,
I can see Sam Rockwell as Burns.
Sam Rockwell.
I think you're all
for who? Marsh?
No, for Burns. Sam
I
Rockwell.
can see that. I can see that, but I don't know. I'm thinking more. I don't know. Burns is the hard one to cast.
That's why you put Sam Rockwell on him. It's like putting Val Kilmer on him. If you needed somebody to just nail it, there it is. It's Sam Rockwell. Look at the versatility he has. It would be like putting fucking Oldman on as him.
Gary Oldman is incredible.
You know
it's funny.
You need you need an actor with versatility like that, and Rockwell. He's the new Oldman.
It's funny that we bring up Sam Rockwell because we were watching something else.
Because he's my pick to replace when they redo Tombstone. He's my pick to do Doc Holliday.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When my wife and I were watching a behind the scenes about something, and they were talking about Missy Pyle, and my wife loves Missy Pyle. I think she's very funny. She's very talented, and she like becomes every role she's in.
Yeah.
And my wife made a very astute observation. She's like, she's the female Sam Rockwell. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that, and that's what I like most about Sam Rockwell. He becomes the role. You know it's Sam Rockwell, but he does such a convincing job when he acts. Like when he did Chuck Barris, it was Chuck Barris.
You went on that one. I ain't
gonna
lie.
Did you see I don't remember what the fucking movie was, but it was him and what's her name? Anna Kendrick.
She's amazing.
He was a hitman, but he kind of falls in love with her, and he doesn't want her to know that he's a hitman, but he's still a hitman. I know what movie you're talking about. And I don't remember what it is, but it's him and Anna Kendrick, and the movie's hilarious. And like you see his complete. He goes through like he is 20 different people in this movie because of being a hitman and the positions he's in, and watching him do that is like
I found it.
He's like Oldman, like the what's the one with the meme where they put up all the cuts. They're all pictures of him from his movies, and then they're like, just so we're aware, this is all the same person. And the movie is 10 years old from 2015. It's called Mr. Right. Yes.
I saw it when it first came out. I read that was a Redbox rental. I did like that movie. He's in it. I'm going to watch it.
Like I didn't think I was going to like it. It was great. Sam Rockwell rocked that movie. It was awesome.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Mr. Right. Okay.
I can't think of an alternative for it's tough. I mean, I'm looking at lists of actors. Like Edward Norton, maybe.
I'd take Ed Norton, yeah.
Nah, he's not good.
Ed Norton's just quirky enough to be me.
I mean, there's a lot of actors on this list I'm looking at that I fucking love. Michael Fassbender, Adrian Brody, Tom Hardy.
Can he do the Bane voice? If he plays me, can he do the Bane voice as me?
Welcome to Dysfunction Junction.
Or perhaps he's wondering why someone would shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. All right. So mine, the hardest one for me was actually Lynch, but I came up with it just looking at different.
I have to pull like Ted Kaczynski out of prison and on a 7-day furlough and shoot the movie real fast.
Herm, I got you covered. Lynch, the part of Lynch in his biopic would be played by Billy Bob Thornton.
I'll take that all fucking day.
Absolutely. I figured you
All
would.
fucking day long.
I figured you would because, again, he's one of those guys that can play anything. And if he grows a beard out like that, you guys, other than Kaczynski, you're a dead ringer. Yeah, you'd be Billy Bob Thornton. Marsh, it was too easy. I needed somebody who was quiet, cool. So Marsh would be played by Bradley Cooper.
That's a good choice.
And for Herm, I have two because I have 40 years on this job, maybe more, almost 50. Shut up, Herm. And I went with larger Herm and today's Herm. So larger Herm would be played by The Big Show, who is an actor, did have a show on Netflix for a while. The Big Show, the wrestler. Looks like you, talks like you, walks
Joey
like
Diaz.
you. Fuck Joey
There
Diaz.
you go.
And new Herm, because I just saw this movie again for another time. I can't remember the goddamn name of it. It was just the other day. Russell Crowe would make a good Herm. If you saw that movie about where he was all up in traffic and got cut off and then stalked the bitch throughout the rest of the film.
Oh yeah, Russell was fat in that movie.
He wasn't fat though, he was stout. Whereas
for Russell he was heavy. He was
for Russell, yes. But
Denzel Washington.
I thought about saying Morgan Freeman for Herm, and then I was like, I don't want to get this completely off the fucking rails. And so
there you go. That's the alternative race version of yourself.
If they can do it for Snow White,
it's the Disney version.
The Disney version of ourselves.
In a world.
Listen, I claim Queen Latifah.
That's fine. But I'm going to do the promo for the Herm movie. In a world where a formerly fat guy can barbecue something that if you put it on top of your head, your tongue will beat the shit out of your face to get to the food. Samuel L. Jackson is Big Herm.
Come here, this motherfucking brisket. You better eat some motherfucking beans.
That's it. Also starring
motherfucking hot dogs on this motherfucking plane.
On this motherfucking grill.
Also starring Pee Wee Herman as Chris Lynch.
Right.
Coming at a party near you.
For real.
Sorry about that.
Diddy Productions.
That's
Association.
Right. And featuring Jeffrey Epstein as Chris Burns. If we're gonna go the perverted route, I got to get somebody perverted on my end, but he's dead, so he can't play me.
Well, neither can Pee Wee. You can't play.
Is there a white Diddy? Scooter Braun. Why not?
Good question.
Is there a white Diddy?
Is there a white Diddy? That's a great question. Lynch, what's your question?
Where are all the white Diddies at?
I think I broke Herm.
Where are all the white women at?
The only person that comes close to being a white Diddy hung himself.
That's true.
Or did he? Did he?
I see what you did there.
Ah, you like that?
Clever.
You're welcome.
If you could have one superhero's power for a day, who would it be? Power or ability?
See, I'm going to go with a power because, Batman has all the ability and all the fancy toys. He's also a bazillionaire, so I kind of going to leave Batman out of this. What'd be cool? I know he was like a fringe hero, but he was on the Saturday morning cartoons. I want to be Plastic Man. You're sitting, you're watching the game. You got to piss yourself. You just send little Chris into the bathroom, takes care of business, bring him back, zip it up. You need a beer? Reach out, grab it. You're at the store. You see a nice set of titties. You send the hand out there. Nobody knows. Boom, Plastic Man. I want that. Well, who's the guy on Marvel that does the same thing on the Fantastic Four? He can.
Dr. Reed Richards.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. So
fantastic.
So he's got more cred, but I'm going with Plastic Man because Plastic Man needs love too.
I would say I'd pick any one of the Fantastic Four, but I wouldn't say Flame On.
Careful where you say that.
Yeah. To look over my shoulder before I said that.
Well, there's two reasons why. One, if you're near a propane tank, you're going to kill everybody. And two, if you're at the Pride Parade, you're about to piss somebody off.
But seriously, I want to be Wolverine for a day.
Ooh, you want adamantium claws.
I want to be indestructible for a day.
Ooh.
Fuck some shit up.
All right. I'm looking forward to this. It is Herm's turn. Herm's turn. Iron Man. He was just a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
Good choice, but he was fucking cool.
He's way cooler than Batman. The suit's way better. And he's got way more money.
All right. Look, I like Iron Man, but you shut your white whore mouth. No one is cooler than Batman.
Look, Tony Stark is.
No superpower is being fucking cool.
Yeah, and having money. That's what.
You just described Bruce Wayne, except maybe the suit's not as cool. I'll give you the suit. I'll give you the suit.
It's both of that with more money and a cooler suit. That's it. One can fly, the other one has to throw like boomerangs. It's all right.
I remember.
One has repulsors, one has to throw like bat cables. It's all right. It's all right. We're not judging that. We're just suit's cooler and he's got more money.
You're gay.
And he's a little more. He's a little more my personality.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's a little more ostentatious. He's a little more over the top.
That's fair.
And I would look awesome in a suit now. So
now you would, yeah. You could be Iron Man. You could be Iron Man now. Back then, you'd be the USS Herman.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, I'd be like battleship man.
Go ahead, Lynch.
I remember when they were talking about doing the Marvel Universe, and everybody was like, "Iron Man sucks. Why would you base the Marvel Universe off of Iron Man?" Iron Man became the coolest Marvel character right around 2000, between 2000 and 2009, when they wrote the Civil War storyline, and it brought a lot of smaller second and third tier comic book characters way to the forefront.
Oh yeah,
right. Iron Man was what allowed them to pull everybody in. It was much easier because there was that was a nice easy storyline that pulled them in.
Because let's be honest, none of us give a fuck about Hawkeye. None of us until that movie came out. Cool
character.
Yes,
but he was second, third tier.
He's the Flash of the Marvel Universe.
Same with Falcon, same with Winter Soldier, same with fucking Ant-Man. But I liked the obscure titles from Marvel. I liked Ant-Man. I liked Iron Man. I liked Daredevil. I mean, I like the more kind of under the radar comic book characters. I like the big names too, but he was the perfect foundation. And I don't want to talk about comics because we'll be here for hours. But
this I know to be true.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I want to be Wolverine or Iron Man. I could be Iron Man. There really isn't a superhero I wouldn't want to be, except maybe.
This ought to be good.
I don't think I'd want to be the Hulk.
No,
I don't want to be the Hulk.
Traffic. I would change more in traffic than anywhere else. My car would have holes on the side and everything. Just nope. I'd be done.
No, see, that's the whole thing. Is I like Mark's Hulk because that's the. I'm always angry.
And
that's the thing. I love the Hulk. Hulk is my second choice. He's not even behind Stark. It's just the money, is really what it comes down to, and the cool suit and the ability to fly. But I always wanted to be the Hulk, and my favorite iteration is Ruffalo's Hulk. With that whole, he's learned to control it, and that's the thing. I'm always angry, and he just turns into the Hulk.
I like Edward Norton.
Now he's learned to control it. He's learned that he is always mad, just not mad now. So now I'm the Hulk. No, I'm not.
Right.
I liked Edward Norton's take on the Hulk. I really like the Incredible Hulk. I really like the Incredible Hulk as a movie. It got a lot of shit for no real reason. No, not Banner. The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
Oh, all right. I'm talking about you were talking about the Hulk.
No, I liked Norton's take on the Hulk, but Ruffalo kind of took that take and went a little bit further with it. So I appreciate what he done. But yeah. Anyway, who's got a question?
I do. The darkness is creeping up on us. It's going to happen to us all eventually. I'm going to be cremated. But if they were going to have a viewing after your death, what do you want to be dressed in? Not what your wife picks out. This is your last time being seen by everybody. What do you want to be wearing when people walk in and see you for the final time?
I'm going to be wearing my see-through Misfits t-shirt and a pair of shorts and a ball cap.
Yeah, sounds about right. Mine was how I was dressed earlier today. Plain black t-shirt, pair of jeans, my black boots. And I would let whoever it is be like, this is what I want. You can pick out of all my baseball caps which cap I'm going to wear. But yeah, that's what I'm going in. Black t-shirts, blue jeans, black boots. I don't even care if they have drawers on. Just make sure that's what people see is how I am in life. If you see me in a suit, I'm either going to court, getting married, or going to a funeral. I don't want to look like that.
The defendant, please rise.
Right? Mr. Gambino, are you mocking me with that outfit? I'm dead, motherfucker. How can I be mocking you? My wife picked this out.
These two suits.
These two what? Herm, how do you want to look when you go?
I want...
you can't say naked either. It's the question is specifically, what are you wearing?
No, absolutely not. It's a double-breasted royal purple clergy suit.
You gotta look like a pimp.
Exactly.
I was just thinking the same thing.
It's a black minister's clergy suit that I have.
I'm okay with that.
Just in case I get asked to do a wedding. But yeah, it's royal purple. It's like the purplest of purple, with the little white collar and the cuffs with gold, and it's nice. And I'm going to meet Jesus in my reverend suit. So,
oh my god!
Like we're just like,
that's a good answer.
Wait a minute, like literally just because I don't think it's real, but if it is, and I show up there and they're like, "Why are you dressed like that?" And I'd be like, "Wait, you know, Peter's going through shit," and he's like, "What?"
Herm, if
Shit,
there is,
we totally forgot that you were an ordained.
In your world where you have questions and you're not religious, when you get there and you're dressed like that, they're going to be like,
Is he talking with us?
I told you he was going to dress like that. I told you $5.
Jesus, he's fucking with us right now. He is fucking with us.
Jesus is going to pull $5 out of his pocket, give it to St. Peter, because St. Peter is going to be like, I told you he was going to come dressed like this. I told you. You didn't believe me.
I am showing up. I am showing up in my ordained minister's suits. That's what I'm doing.
That just added a question. I've added another question.
Because I don't think it's real, and I think it doesn't matter. But if it is real, I'm showing up dressed correctly.
I like it.
No, I know I did a lot of shit, Lord, but
I look good.
I look good, and technically, I am an ordained minister. I could speak. I got a lot of people married. I mean, you know, I was about love. You know, it was about love.
That's right. It's all about love.
It was about love.
All right.
The love.
How see-through? Now you got me curious about this Misfits shirt. Like, it's got to be threadbare to where you say it's see-through.
Yeah, like we need to be able to distinctly tell the difference between nipple and areola through the shirt.
Oh, it is distinguishable.
Well, actually,
Chris,
the nipple it's through like a little eraser, and then
see.
So
see,
I've had this T-shirt
out of Turin, the areola. You know.
Good Christ! Go ahead, Lynch.
It's the Misfits T-shirt, drawn by Pusshead.
Mm-hmm.
The skeleton holding the eyeball like this.
Okay.
1986, September of 1986. I bought that shirt, and I saved up my money from my paper route and went to TJ Maxx with my mother and bought that fucking T-shirt. It hasn't left me since then. My wife hides it so I don't get a hold of it and put it on. Because if I were to wear it out in public, number one, it'd be a little bit too small. Number two, ain't nobody gonna have to see my baloney tits flopping around.
No, please.
Because it is see-through. It was a dark black T-shirt, and you can. It's like looking at a pair of clear nylons, right through. You can see right through it. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It hasn't been washed in many years because I'm afraid that if I put it in the wash, it would just disintegrate.
You'll come back with a screen printed skull and maybe half an inch of fabric.
Yeah. So it's hidden somewhere in this house.
I'm
every once in a while, I'll ask my wife to bust it out just so I can look at it.
Can I hold it?
Ask my wife to bust it out every now and then so I can look at it too.
And he says the same thing. Can I hold it?
Can I hold it?
Same thing. Like,
can I smell it?
It's the same thing. Can I hold it?
Can I smell it? Does it smell good?
Hey, babe, bust it out so I can look at it. Oh, we're not talking about a T-shirt. My bad. No, my bad.
Oh my God. All right, Lynch, what's your question?
I don't know if we've ever asked this on Questions from the Hat before.
About to find out.
Popped up. What is your biggest fear? If you want to think about it for a minute, I already have my.
I've got two, but I don't think anybody's asked about biggest fear. We've asked things you're afraid of, but I have two: drowning and being burned alive. That's it. Other than that, I ain't scared of shit.
My biggest fear is falling off the wagon.
Okay, that makes sense. My biggest fear is being kicked off the wagon. Somebody just boots me off. Fuck you. I'm just kidding.
Get out.
You've been here 4 hours.
You know he here no more.
Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole 4 or 5 years ago when you could still find these videos, and I didn't have to go through the dark web to get it. When the ISIS videos were huge, I was like, how bad could it be? And I watched like 7 of them, and watching them got it with a guy in a cage and they're lowering him to the water, and you've only got like this much. Nope. And when they burned the dude alive, I just can't imagine. I cannot fathom.
I would say burning would be my me burning. Yeah, I would be very terrible. I've heard of drowning being equated to, because I watched interviews of people who have drowned, and they were afraid up until like the last minute, because then they just closed their eyes and accepted it, and it's like going to sleep, because you can come back from drowning if you're saved in the right amount of time without brain death. And this one survivor said it was like, you ever taken? She actually described it like, you ever taken NyQuil, and just before you fall asleep, that twilight feeling. It was that. Then I woke up and I was in the hospital. It's just like I took a nap.
Christ.
But I can understand that. Like there's the abyss is like all of my biggest fears wrapped up into one. I do like boats, but I don't like being underwater in a boat. And the scene where she's drowning and actively taking in water, holy shit, that fucking rattles me every time I see it. And that movie's almost 30 years old. Oh, we're 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are two really big things I could understand being afraid of.
Before Herm answers, I just want to let all you know, if you have run away from this show in fear, send your hate mail to Lynch, please.
Okay, thank you.
All of it. I don't care if you're angry that somebody stole your lunch money in the 3rd grade. Send Lynch your hate mail.
My email is gofuckyourself@gmail.com.
Oh, that's a good one. That's why I'm go fuck yourself number 9, because 8 people before me picked it.
You see, the thing about my email is it does not exist.
Nice. Herm, what's your biggest fear?
I think that would be dying before I knew my kids were good. Like, there's a point as a parent, I think, where you get to a point where like my kids are doing well, and but I've still got a couple that are still a little young, I've got one that is pretty much I'm good. He's on his way and he's on a good path and he's good. I got another one that's just a little younger and I'd like to see a few more years of that before I have that. All right. I did all right with that one. And I got another one that's the youngest that is 16. License in his car is new. Very still young and there's still some path to work out. But it would be dying before I had that parental moment.
You breathe that sigh of relief. That's relatable.
Good. That is relatable. All right. This one's a thinker, and I'm caveating this. You can only pick somebody living. Who is one person from your school days you wish you could still have a conversation with? They have to be living, and it's not like Herm could say, well, it's Chris, easily. Nope, asshole, we talk all the fucking time. And I'm not picking on you, Herm. We went to school together. Yeah.
I think I have an answer.
Well, then why don't you give it?
He's still alive, to the best of my knowledge.
Better be, because that's the caveat of the question.
One of my best friends growing up through junior high and high school was a guy named Jeremy Freitas. Jazz was his nickname. Wicked cool guy. Like, he was the party animal, the center. Like, everybody knew Jazz. He transcended like cliques and stuff. And that's why I hung out with him, because I loved everybody too. I wasn't with these guys or these guys. I kind of bounced between all the different cliches and cliques that were existing in high school. But everybody knew who Jazz was. And he was a great storyteller, funny, wicked smart, never studied, and aced everything. And we used to cheat off of each other's tests. But he's just a good-hearted human.
That's kind.
He ran into some issues later in life, post high school. And that's about where I lost track of him. And I know he's out there. And I would love to find him and just sit him down for an hour or two, have dinner, and tell me what happened. How are you doing? Because I'm sure, even though it's been almost 35 years since, or 32 years since the last time I saw him, we pick up right where we left off.
That's cool.
It'd be like no time had passed, because I have been keeping up with him through Facebook and social media. He's not on Facebook a lot. And I'm sure he's done the same with me, because I have run into people who have run into him and he's asked about me. So it's that, it's like I'm not forgotten and he's not forgotten in my head. But that's somebody I would want to talk to from back in the day.
All right, cool. How about you, Lynch? Herm, yeah, you're the other guy.
Let's see. Somebody, I don't know. It'd have to be somebody I didn't talk to in like forever. It was a kid when I went to school. His name was Marcus. I haven't talked to him since we graduated. And I've wondered about him several times. And he doesn't have a presence on social media. And I really don't know a way to I've messaged his relatives, but never got anything back through. But I'd love to check in and see what the fuck he's doing. But that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. I would also say I don't want to jump on your time, Burns, but I had a teacher. My favorite high school teacher of all time ever was Mr. Doyle, and he was a sociology teacher. And all the kids loved him, and because he talked to you like an adult human. He didn't talk down to you. He cursed and swore at you, called you idiot. He was very paternal, and he put things in perspective. Because he's like, hey, man, I was a teenager once. I know how it feels to be all hormonal and angsty. You want to talk? Come talk to me. My door's always open.
Good shit.
Because he cared. And that's one of the last teachers I could say that I experienced in my career in high school and throughout college that I felt actually gave a shit.
Okay.
He's still,
And
he's still
that
alive.
fits because it was from your school days. A teacher is not out of the realm of possibility.
I had some amazing teachers in school, some really amazing teachers, and I had some duds. I had, the English teacher gave me a C- on an opinion paper because it wasn't his opinion. I mean, that
Gotta love that shit.
fuck you. That's
Ugh.
that's exactly what I said to him when he handed me the paper. I'm like, fuck you, take this back and regrade it.
Basically. My answer is simple. Actually, the simplest answer would be my friend Andy. Disagreement that he totally blew out of proportion, and I haven't gotten a chance to respond because I got the dirty delete. Whatever. I hope he's well. But there was a kid from kindergarten till 8th grade that he sat right behind me in every fucking class because our names were so close. He was the smartest kid I ever saw, I ever knew. And everybody picked on him but me. I was like, I just genuinely liked this kid, and I always wondered where Bobby Breen went to. Man, if I can't describe to you Bobby Breen without, from kindergarten to 6th grade, I was Chris, his friend ish. We knew each other. We were friendly. I didn't pick on him. And then for whatever reason in 7th and 8th grade, he started calling me sir. Like, Bobby, we have literally known each other all of our natural fucking lives. Why are you calling me? I don't know, sir. Like, Bobby, it's me, Chris Burns. Fuck.
There's a kid like that I just recently reconnected with on Facebook after many, many, many years. He's a little bit younger than me, and he was always picked on, and I always defended him because he's just a sweet guy.
There was
he was a little slow.
Well, to your.
I got one of those. I have a kid like that at work. It's always sir.
Mm-hmm. There was a young lady, and she was only around the schoolyard for 1 year. She was in the special class, and they bring them out for recess and whatever. And this girl was non-communicative, like did not speak outside of maybe 4 words. And for whatever reason, she gravitated toward me and like 2 other people that were on the playground. We were always nice to her. I'd ask my mom, "Can you pack an extra snack so I can give one to Kimberly?" And is there really a Kimberly? And she actually called my teacher. She goes, "Yes, Kimberly Green is this young lady, and she's in the special class, and she just wanders right over of the 8 people that were in that." This is before they had special schools for, unfortunately, I'm not saying this to be rude, these kind of people. They would blend them into the regular public schools to their own detriment, in my opinion. But
I think so too.
Kimberly would come on over and big smile, and we'd have extra cookies, a Twinkie, an apple, and it would make her day. And even I think we were in the 3rd grade. It makes sense in my mind's eye. It's like, just to make this girl smile, and then my mom finds out she's real. My mom would always say, "Okay, here's your snack, and then this one's for Kimberly." I'd get the apple. Kimberly would get the Twinkie. I'm like, "Bitch, I'm giving her the apple. You're gonna give her that Twinkie." But I would just. The one funny thing was at the end of the year, I got pulled aside by Mr. Hogan, who was the special ed teacher, and says, "I've heard Kimberly say 6 words this entire year, and one of them was Chris." And when you're fucking 8 years old, man, your heart is just like, aha. Which this is going to come up in one of my questions later, but I don't want anybody to ever say I don't have empathy toward another human being ever again, because that's my earliest memory of having empathy towards someone. And not only that, but just general courteosity. Is that a word? Courteosity? Courteousness.
So
whatever. I was courteous.
So to fill time in senior year, because I only had to take a couple classes, I actually volunteered to be like an au pair in that class. And they are some of the coolest people on the fucking planet because they take nothing for granted, and everything. They don't have that negative lens. And I learned a lot in that 3 months or whatever the fuck it was towards the end of my high school career, working with them And it's helping them. They need to go to the bathroom. They need to go here. They need to go there. We would just shuttle them around, or we'd assist them in class. One of the kids that was one of the smartest kids, he had CP, and he was non-mobile. I mean, he was wheelchair bound. Hard to understand, but he and I kind of developed our own language. And one of the funniest fucking kids on the planet. Like, he would roast people, and the people wouldn't even realize it because he was just so witty. He unfortunately has passed.
Oh,
That was not too long after high school.
yeah, I've got a bad feeling that. Sorry,
He had leukemia. He had leukemia.
Oh.
I mean, but some of the coolest relationships that I have, unexpected relationships that I built, were being with people that have those disabilities.
Mhm.
Because you're like, you take a lot of shit for granted. Me, you, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just imagine, put yourself in their shoes, and that it all ties together with a guy that my dad worked with, who was our landlord, had a special needs son, Steven. So I was around Steven a lot.
What was the last name?
He was Alan.
Okay, not the same Steven.
He was present in my life from like 5 years old until like 15. He was very, very high needs, nonverbal. But again, you can figure out what he wants just by like his gestures and shit. And I learned that at a very young age, that, well, how much would it suck if I just can't tell my mom I want a milk, or I want animal crackers?
I might have just shit myself. My leg hurts. Just simple everyday shit.
And that, to me, that's actually one of my I'll change my biggest fear. My biggest fear is not being able to communicate to people. If I lost the ability to speak, and type today, man.
Oh, okay.
That's a tough one.
Wow, all the feelings from one question. I do wonder where they both are, actually. Bobby Breen,
Well, no,
Kimberly Green.
And that's, I don't care how many questions we get through, but this is the kind of discussion I love, because I'm sure you guys just learned something about me that you never would even thought of. Like,
Basically.
it's basically a three-headed confessional. And I
without
like stories.
Without the diddling in the cookies.
Well, yeah, that's later. I sit on my left hand and I call it a stranger.
Speedway review is at 8:00. There'll be a lot of diddling going on.
So I learned something about you two that I had, or the three of us all here, that I never knew before. And it brings like memories back for me. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about those kids right now. The good times we spent together and the challenging times.
I have a song in my head that we sang to Bobby on a field trip. And, you do happy birthday and everybody does their thing. And we were all nice to him. And for whatever reason, Yellow Submarine was in my head that day.
Oh.
So I got everybody on the bus to sing my goofy lyrics. We're in the 6th grade. We went to Dinosaur State Park in Rocky Hill. And I sang, and then the kids joined in, and he was happier than could be. And he was, again, smart kid. He wasn't special anything, but he glowed when we sang "We All Live in a Boat" with Bobby Breen to the tune of Yellow Submarine. And he was clapping. It's the first time I've ever seen him show emotion. And it was like, because he was stoic. Like, even in fucking 1st grade, this kid was eyes on the prize. Chances are he's running NASA at this point. Or he's in the CIA and listening to every fucking word we say and singing "We All Live in a Boat" with Bobby Breen as we say it out loud.
Right.
Next question.
Right. Whose turn is it?
Still love you, Bobby. Always have. Your turn.
Oh, shit. Let me go to my phone here. I had one written down.
What is your OnlyFans password? Lynch wants to know.
Dude, OnlyFans scares me.
Yeah, it does. I ain't gonna lie.
I stay the fuck off of that. I don't even want to be associated with it.
Dude, I joined years ago when comedians were putting exclusive content on it, and now it's a porn site. I quit.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to pay. I ain't trying to pay money to see your cooch.
I don't know, man. Here's an interesting one.
Okay.
When do you feel the safest?
Oddly enough, in my car.
Really?
For all those years that I've been driving for a living, and now I don't do as much driving for a living, my car is my sanctuary. It's where I do my best thinking. It's where I can sing out loud. I can pull over. Like today, I ran my errands. I went to lunch, and then I had an hour to kill. I had a book in the back seat. I'm like, I'm just going to go to Mohegan Park. I could have walked and sat on a bench. Nope. I rolled down the windows, let the world come into the car, and I read my book for an hour. My car is where I feel the safest.
Well, I can understand that. I mean, I hate driving, so that's definitely not going to be my answer. I drive out of necessity, not for pleasure.
There are nights to speak to that point, though. There are nights when I get out of work and I just need to decompress, and I do drive for pleasure. I just drive for an hour. Just again, it's the isolation. It's just me. It's my world. You know, radio on, radio off. Doesn't matter. I have driven just because I woke up last Tuesday before we did any of this. I had no appointments, no nothing. I decided I'm just going to go for a drive. I ended up in Old Saybrook before I knew it. And then I got there. I'm like, why am I here? Stopped at the gas station, grabbed a Coke, turned around, drove home. It was kind of like liberating. Like I went where I wanted to, when I wanted to. I was inside my bubble, and I was happy. I was complete, if you will.
Right, and I can understand that. I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't days where I just want to just get in a car and just go somewhere to be away. I mean, but it's not like my safe harbor.
Yeah, but you know, we grow up. We become grown-ups, and we realize that requires motorcycles, and then we fill the garage with them. See,
Unless
you just haven't achieved the fourth REM state is really what's going on. You just need a garage full of motorcycles.
In my defense,
go play in the dirt? Oh, there's a dirt bike for that. Do I want to go play 7 states away? Oh, there's a Goldwing for that.
In my defense, and Herm knows this, after having 3 deaths in 1 year in my circle to motorcycles, I am deathly afraid of motorcycles. So I'm going to still pick the Jetamobile over a Goldwing, which I'm sure is fun. I'm not going to take that away from you.
If you want to disappear with and you've got to bring the wife and the dogs, well, that's the campers for. That's
fair.
There you go.
Fair.
And I can drive away, but.
And thankfully, and I'm saying this not to disparage either of you two, I don't have either of those. So wherever I go, I don't need all that space.
Get an electric bike. I want to get one of those. Those are fun. I want to strap them to the back of the camper.
Excuse me. Hold on. Come here. No, you. Come here.
Right here.
Electric bike. You said. Do I look queer?
Oh no, they're awesome, dude. Fat tires.
Shut up. I'm just fucking with you. I'm awesome. Fucking with you right now.
They're awesome.
I don't care if it's an electric bike, regular 10-speed. I would buy a Huffy dirt bike right now and ride that bitch like I did in 1984. Of course, I'd be dead in 20 minutes because I'd be the jackass setting up jumps with plywood and a 55-gallon drum like I did then and break a hip coming down off the jump. Because I'm stupid.
Hell yeah.
I'm fucking stupid like that.
I could get one of them little Coleman 200cc like trail bikes that they have. Those would be awesome to strap to the back of a camper and tool around at a campground with.
All right. What is your answer, Lynch? Because Herm already ruined it for everybody. This is why we can't have nice things, Herm.
In association of maintaining sobriety, you learn to build routines. And my daily routine when I come home. And I know I'm safest when I'm plopped down on the sofa adjacent to my wife. And it's 7 o'clock and Jeopardy's on.
Your wife's name is Jason?
Jeopardy.
No, you said you were with Jason, your wife.
Adjacent to you dipshit.
I can't let Herm have all the fun tonight.
Get the cock out your ears.
Your wife's name is Jason? What the?
Today she identifies as Jason.
Your mom
like,
took a shower with Larry Zabisco? What the
I was
fuck?
going to say, what?
That's an old one, Lynch. I'll have to tell you that story sometime.
But I know that if I'm on time for that routine, I'm safe.
That's good shit. I'll throw in a caveat. This is another place right here with you guys. Just no matter how weird or contentious or herminated the conversation gets, I look forward to this and of course 8 o'clock doing Speedway. You know, it's the only time I can waste 3 hours with my friends and nobody bitches.
Right.
And I mean nobody, not his wife, not your wife, not a neighbor, not my boss. Not that my boss bitches a lot, but just anybody. It's like, even my kid, like, hey, Dad, can you call me tomorrow at 6:30? I'll be on the air. Oh, yeah, well, so call me at 9:30. Okay. She knows. All right, that was your question. All right, guys. You just wrote
your daddy, and what does he do?
What does he do? Is he a wrestler? Is he a fireman? No, not my daddy. Who is your daddy? And what does he do? You just wrote your autobiography. What's the name of it?
Oh, boy.
I got two
that's
answers.
It right there. That's it. Oh, boy. There it is.
Boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. There it is. That is it right there. Oh, boy.
I'll give you a caveat. You can name the other two guys' autobiographies as well.
Well, mine would be, we did what? Herms is, oh boy.
No, for real. Lynch's, because for most of the story, so we're going to, Lynch's story was I drinking?
Yeah. Was I drinking?
Did I happen to be drinking?
Was I drunk? Did you get mad?
I did what in your tuba?
I did not shit in your clock.
Wow. There has to be a story behind that.
Hey, man, your clock won't flush.
Okay.
That's an old Family Guy joke.
Oh, okay.
Chris's autobiography would be entitled Freezer Queen and 37 comic books. Frozen dinners and stolen comic books. That would be the name of, that's it right there.
You had a Freezer Queen. I'm like, the fuck? Oh, it took me a second.
Freezer Queens are on sale. Let's go get them.
Let's go get them. All right. I'll name you guys' books before I give you the two names that I would name mine. Herm. Your autobiography would be, y'all ain't going to believe this shit.
Y'all ain't going to believe this shit.
Yeah. And Lynch, this is how most of the conversations start over the years between myself and Herm. So if I'm going to name Lynch's, it would be, let me tell you a little something. Because that's how he would, like, if he's trying to make a point to me when I was at my lowest or I'm angry, he says, let me tell you a little something. And then he would make his point, and it's like, all right, yeah, that made sense. My autobiographies, I would write two, first half, second half. The first one would be called Memoirs of Nobody. And the second one, where I really got into the shit, would be called Hold My Beer.
Hold My
Beer.
Like
That would be all the crazy shit that we've told on this show and some stuff that we haven't told, or that when I get into conversations with my daughter when she watches the show and she's like, can I ask you a question? Did you really do this? The day my dad passed, we all go back to my mom's house and we're rattling off things and having a good time. And my brother mentioned something that happened when we were kids, and Emma looked at me and goes, "Is that true?" My mom did not waste a second. She goes, "Oh, it's true, and let me tell you about it, because this is what he and your Uncle Matt did, and this and that, and it just for the next half hour, everybody in the room is laughing except my brother and I. Yeah, but we're chuckling because we're like, I didn't come here for this. This is not what I signed up for. But Emma had a laugh. Everybody had a laugh. And that would be in Hold My Beer, the sequel to Memoirs of Nobody.
See, my favorite was like coming out here, like when I came out here in 21 and revealing even more crimes that I committed as a child that there was nothing they could fucking do about now because they were old and they needed me.
We've talked about
that was one of my favorite things about getting older and moving out and being on my own is revealing the shit that they didn't know I did.
Herm and I have talked on this show.
Anything.
Herm and I have talked on this show about commandeering someone else's phone line. Herm and I have talked about obviously the ShopRite adventures.
Yep. ShopRite adventures.
Same story, or same day, I should say. You know, we get back to my mother's after my dad passes, and my mother told the story of how me and 6 of my friends were in Nick Tamburino's father's shed watching reel-to-reel porn movies on a projector.
Watching training films.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, Herm just made the noise. No audio. Like watching a fucking film strip in high school.
That's all you hear in the background.
But except those had sound. I would have liked to have known what I'm getting into in 3-4 years, whatever. And my daughter is looking at me with this face. And I said, Emma, it gets worse. Here's the stuff that Meme doesn't know. Nick sold tickets. Nick took a notebook and cut tickets out. The tickets were 50 cents each. And he named the shed the best place. Admit one to the best place, 50 cents. We got caught because a nosy neighbor across the street who had to be in everybody's business saw the extension. Get this.
Extension cord.
Nick was not smart enough to run the extension cord off of the back of the house. No, he ran it through his bedroom window, down, over the porch, to the backyard, into the shed.
Nicky.
Rookie mistake.
I was just going to say, that's a rookie mistake.
The fuck you thinking, boy?
That's like hanging a fucking flag on what you're doing, Nick.
We're watching porn.
For real, you might as well have just had up a song.
So the night
in the shed, we're watching
the night we got caught. We got caught early in the day. My dad was working second shift at the time at the police department. Every once a week, we'd go bring him dinner. It happened to be on this particular day. I do not want to go, but I'm on the hot seat. I have to go. My dad's like, "Oh, so I hear you were at Nick Tamburino's today."
Adventure.
Would you kindly tell me what you were doing? And this is, to be honest, of all the times I was in trouble in life, this was the smoothest my dad ever was.
Playing basketball.
My dad put on his detective hat. He wasn't dad at this point. He was Detective Sergeant Robert Burns at this point.
Mind telling me where you were today?
Right?
4 p.m.
We were watching movies. You were watching movies, and
movies, huh?
What kind of movies were you watching? Well, there was this guy and this girl, and they were at a ski lodge. And I no word of a lie. I am describing this film to a T.
But fucking, and they were hanging out.
And then what happened?
And hung out more.
I was trying to be just as smooth, but my friend Shane was. If I ever commit a crime with Shane, I'm going under the prison.
You're going straight, believe it or not, straight to jail.
I just walk out like this. Here, you got me. Shane sold us all out, and he didn't mean to. He's just that kind of kid that was just, you ask him a question, and he's going to give you a 35-minute dissertation about what happened down to what I was wearing that day. And my mother is sitting there like astonished, white, just like all the color ran away from her face. And my dad says, "So what do you think we should do?" I says, and if I remember correctly, my answer was, "I don't know, but I think it involves me being in my room for about 2.5 weeks." And my dad went, 2 weeks is fine. That was the coolest my dad ever was. When I was in trouble.
So when my wife met my dad is when my dad would regale her with stories of the dipshit stuff I did as a kid. And a lot of times he was saying this in front of my mother, and she had no fucking clue. No clue whatsoever. So the look on her face for 90% of those conversations was priceless. I'm like, way to out me, Dad.
Yeah, right. Well, I was in the clear.
Well, and then as time went on, she's like, it doesn't surprise me. Not shocked. That was my dad's biggest rule. Don't let your mother find out.
I never got that because.
Oh no, mine was more like my was like, no. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I stole your car?
I had one of those moments with my dad around right after Emma was born, and we were down in Florida for vacation before I moved there. And we were talking about something. He's like, well, Chris, and you have a daughter and this and that and the other thing. I says, listen, this is eating at me. I gotta tell you something. Yeah, I says, do you remember when I told you we needed the car? And I had just fresh got my license. We needed the car because I had to go help Matt Pistol pick up his car from the garage. He goes, where'd you go? I'm like, we went to Springfield, Massachusetts to a party. And he looked at me, he goes, you hadn't been driving more than 3 weeks at that point, and you drove to Springfield through Hartford traffic, through Springfield traffic, through the belly of the beast itself. He goes, yeah, that's what I did. He goes, no wonder you're so good on the road.
Yeah.
All right, last question. We'll run a couple of minutes long. Herm is the impetus for this question. I want Herm to answer first and be as quick as you can. All right, you're in your pimp suit. You're dead. You're at the gates. They let you through. And they say to you, Michael, God would like you to come in and ask him one question. What is your question for God?
How come you didn't make more animals we could eat?
Ooh.
Good question.
Ooh.
I'm getting tired of eating the same 7 animals. Like I be watching nature shows, and we be watching shit, and I be wondering
why ain't we eating that?
No, literally, but I wonder what hippo tastes like. Is that right? All of that weird shit.
Tonight's special meat selection is rhino.
I wonder what zebra tastes like. I literally wondering what
tastes like chicken.
Animals. I want to eat new animals.
You wouldn't like it, Herm. It's spicy.
Yo, for real. You didn't like it spicy. You wouldn't like it. It's spicy, bitch. It's ice cream, but the kids don't know. They just know spicy's not good.
Lynch.
You just feed them something hot one time. That's all it takes.
Lynch, you're at the foot of the throne. What's the one question you want to ask God?
Did you see everything?
That's my answer too.
Yo, so thing in 1979. The one, yeah. Oh, I get. Oh, you did.
And then,
never mind.
And then you touched yourself in an inappropriate manner, but this time under a blanket. You saw that? I thought I had the lights off.
I was gonna, shit, the lights are off, and that's what the blanket was for.
This sucks.
This sucks.
Do I get to go to heaven? No.
When I was 15, my dad was let me drive his truck down to the end of the road and back, and he gave me $7. And he said, "Go buy me two packs of smokes." Okay, I'll be right back. I come back, I throw him the 2 packs. He turns around, throws the other one at me. He says, "I already know you're bumming off me, so might as well just buy you a fucking pack."
Damn. Makes me wish my dad used chog.
Thanks, Dad. Don't let your mother find out.
Yeah, exactly. That should be the name of the episode, not questions from the heads. Don't let your mother find out.
Did you really do that? Yes, I did.
Yeah, I had the same answer. Did you really see everything?
Yeah. And you made me live. You let me live.
I appreciate the journey you brought me on, but now you're going to embarrass me. Like, Mr. Burns.
More evidence that I am one of the main characters. More evidence.
Exactly.
This is what would happen to all of us. You ask your question, he sits you down, he says, "Well, I understand in your adult life you were a really good and honest human being, but I want you to take a look over here at the video scope. Roll it.
Nice, a highlights reel. Yeah. Fucking
and it's got the background music is the Benny Hill music.
Nice. That means we made Heaven Sports Center. Mwah, I take it.
From like age 3 till about 25 would be playing for me.
So, God, which one was your top favorite?
What was your favorite? What was your favorite? What the fuck moment?
I have a shirt upstairs. I'm gonna wear it next week if Lynch reminds me to, that my pastor got for me. It says, "When God made me, he giggled and said, 'This'll be fun.'"
This'll do.
No, not this'll do. This'll be fun. So for all of you out there, hope you had fun, as much fun as we did talking to each other. We'll come back next week. Somebody's going to come up with a fun topic. Programming note, if you're a Speedway fan too, next week, Corey will not be on the show.
Aww.
He's going to the electric chair. They finally got him. They're going to execute him next week. And he's going to be replaced by Connecticut modified driver Joey Ternulo. Nice. So we're having some fun. I might reach out to TJ, see if he wants to have some fun, and we're just going to have a good time. Lynch, we'll see you in the comment section a little later. Herm, I'll see you in minutes. And for the rest of you, don't let your mother know.
Heard.
Please, because it doesn't end well.
Funny, that's the last question, right? The hand of God. And if you send me $15.95 each, I will let you know what happened in that ski lodge.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Ew.
A brother got to make money somehow.
This is the best place.
What was his name?
I don't know. All I heard was...
Good
night.
My throat hurts.